There were potters, and those that dwelt among the plants and hedges. There they dwelt with the king for his work. Potters were the very highest grade of workers, but the king needed potters, and therefore they were in royal service. Although the material upon which they worked was nothing but clay, we too may be engaged in the most menial part of the Lord's work, but it is still a great privilege to do anything for the king. And therefore we will abide in our calling, hoping that, although we have lean among the pots, yet shall we be as the wings of a dove covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. The text tells us of those who dwelt among plants and hedges, having rough, rustic hedging and ditching work to do. They may have desired to live in the city amid its life, society, and refinement, but they kept their appointed places, for they also were doing the king's work. The place of our habitation is fixed, and we are not to remove from it out of whim and caprice, but seek to serve the Lord in it, by being a blessing to those among whom we reside. These potters and gardeners had royal company, for they dwelt with the king. And although among hedges and plants, they dwelt with the king there. No lawful place or gracious occupation, however mean, can debar us from communion with our divine Lord. In visiting hovels, swarming lodging houses, workhouses, or gaols, we may go with the king. In all works of faith, we may count upon Jesus' faith fellowship. It is when we are in his work that we may reckon upon his smile. You, ye unknown workers, who are occupied for your Lord amid the dirt and wretchedness of the lowest of the low, be of good cheer, for jewels have been found among dunghills ere now. Earthen pots have been filled with heavenly treasures, and ill weeds have been transformed into precious flowers. Dwell ye with the king for his work, and when he writes his chronicles, your name shall be recorded. This morning, our verses, these were potters, and those that dwelt among plants and hedges. There they dwelt with the king for his work. You know, we don't know the names of these potters. We don't know who they were. But we know this, and Spurgeon speaks to this. Their king remembered them. Their king didn't forget them. Their service was seen by him because they were with the king. One of my struggles is wanting to be seen of men, wanting to be praised, wanting to be applauded. I remember recently I had the opportunity to participate in a ministry work for just a short time. And it went really well. And afterwards I was wrestling with pride for like the next 2 weeks. Because that little bit of success went straight to my head. The little bit of praise that I got from people went straight to my head. And afterwards I was like, I don't want that. The desire and the longing of my flesh is to be seen of men, to be praised by men, to have my name recorded, to be written in lights, to be given praise and thanks. And what I so often forget is that my king sees it all. My king notices it all. My king doesn't miss anything that is done for him. Anything that is done for him. I think about right now how many moms out there change dirty diapers and nobody ever knows. But they're serving their families, and they're doing it for the Lord. They're doing it because God gave them this little gift. God gave them this, not little in the magnitude of the gift, but little in the physical size. God gave them this little gift. God gave them this little blessing. And so they are being responsible to take care of this little blessing. And they're going to be rewarded for that. Their deeds are being rewarded. Their faithful service to care and raise up a little child, even though hardly anyone knows. Maybe no one sees it. Maybe no one sees the struggles. Maybe they have a husband who he has to be gone in order to do his job. Maybe he's on the road for sales, or he's traveling for ministry, or maybe he's just not even there in the picture. And so much of what she does goes completely unseen, completely unknown. And yet, if she does it for the King, then he is with her. Then her bridegroom Jesus is near to her and sees her. And I see him as she's changing the baby's diaper at 3 a.m, putting a hand on her and saying, "Wow, I'm so proud of you. You make me smile when you do this. I'm rejoicing over you. Wow, you are such a tender and careful mom. Wow. I'm so glad I gave you this baby. I'm so glad I gave you this gift. Thank you for taking care of this little one that I created." And I just see the admiration of the Lord. I see the love of the Lord for her. And nobody's going to know. She may not even experience it. She may not even be hearing it. But I guarantee you there's a day coming when she's going to stand before the King of Kings. She's going to stand before her God. And he's going to pull out a book. And all her works are going to be written in it. And she's going to be rewarded in front of all the angels and in front of all the heavenly host, and publicly. All those dirty diapers are going to be proclaimed before the host of heaven. And she's going to cry and she's going to say, "Why are you talking about dirty diapers?" And he's going to say, "Because I gave you a responsibility and you were faithful. And nobody saw it. And nobody praised you for it. And nobody had a big celebration when the 100th dirty diaper was changed. Nobody had a big celebration when the 1,000th dirty diaper was changed. But I saw it. And I was blessed by it. Because you did it unto me. And you served me when you did it. And so, faithful servant, here is your reward." This morning, there is no service to the King that is too menial. There is no service to our God that is too small. There is no service to our God that goes unseen. It is the devil who wants you to hear this morning that no one knows, no one cares, this has no impact, this affects no one, this changes no one, this does nothing. It is the devil who wants you to hear such lies today. If you feel like your service to the King is in the closet, is quiet, is in the dark, Jesus himself said, "Go into your closet, and your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. What do you feel like you're doing in secret today? Rejoice. Give thanks. And it's okay to go to your dad and say, "I don't feel like anyone cares. I don't feel like anyone notices. I just really want to give up. I don't feel like this matters. Would you please minister to me about this, Daddy? Would you please strengthen me?" May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you.